Hi everyone. Good afternoon and assalamu alaikum. I hope you are keeping well and you all have had a fantastic week. So we are back again at a different time today, and we're going to continue to talk about how to master your mind. We'll look into the belief system, which um, which has so much power on our behavior and how we think. So, without further ado, I'm going for a short break, and when I come back, I'm going to introduce my co-host Mark, and we'll go into the discussion. So, stay with me. Thank you. We are back, and I'm going to invite Mark. Hi, Mark. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Have you had a great week and the weekend as well, almost over?
Yes, actually, it's been an interesting weekend because I've been helping in the Latino meditation retreat.
Wow.
So, from
Sounds
Latino,
interesting.
Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese speakers around the world.
So do you have to speak all these languages or you have interpreters?
Fortunately, none of them. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
just helping out. And the whole theme was about spirituality in practical life. So it's just very interesting to see how it's a growing interest in spirituality. And when people have a taste of spirituality, whether it's knowing the self and or having a touch of experience of God, then suddenly things change
It
in their
does.
lives.
Yeah, yeah. What do most people say when they come to spirituality and after a short experience? Um, what kind of things they say?
Well, if I share with you the comments that were coming in today, it
Mm-hmm.
was the most profound and deepest experience of God I've ever had. I've
Wow.
experienced Dios, as they call him, Dios, God. They experienced Dios as to be extremely close, very comforting and secure. I've come closer to myself. I feel so safe. So things like this.
You know what, Mark? When I first started, the thing I actually experienced was freedom. And I felt free from so many things that was causing me a lot of distress, unhappiness, anxiety. And I felt, wow, I am free. I don't know why the theme freedom is just like it's the theme of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So freedom is the word that that I find very powerful, and it was mind blowing when I started to meditate and I had the spiritual knowledge. So how we are going to talk about belief system, but before we go, I just wanted to share something with you. I'm working on a project with a sister who works. She's a head of social services and stuff. She manages a lot of people who actually work with young people with mental health issues. And one of these people committed suicide today, this morning.
Oh.
He was 21-year old.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people, a lot of young people are going through so much hardship at this moment due to mental ill health, and there's a lot of there are not as much support around at this point in time as it used to be. So I wonder if you could share some thoughts and some techniques which people possibly could use if they're facing anxiety. With this particular boy, he had a fight with his girlfriend, and he said he was staying in a supported accommodation because of his vulnerability. So he said he was going to kill himself. and the care home people tried to prevent him, but he left anyway. So, and there was the trigger, that a fight with the girlfriend, and that prompted him to kill himself.
Hmm. Yes, I mean, I've come across this a few times uh, since I've been sharing things about meditation, positive thinking, spirituality, because people do open up either about themselves or family members have shared experiences where someone has just suddenly taken their life, and quite often the decision is all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
although there's a kind of growing misgivings or uncertainties in the mind. One person who was suicidal was sharing with me that he was about to go and do it, but
Mm-hmm.
and there was this voice inside of him just egging him on to finish himself, and the voice was so strong and so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But fortunately for him, his daughter phoned up just as he was about to do the deed, which was to jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
Um, and so that broke that spell, so to speak. When I say spell, I don't mean it as in someone's cast a spell, because some people are a bit concerned about that. But I mean spell in the sense of that kind of the influence or the energy of that very deep and dark thought.
Yeah.
So how to actually deal with this?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's a journey and there's many factors at play. But I think first and foremost is to recognize that it doesn't matter how powerful the thought is or the feeling is inside, it is
Mm-hmm.
temporary. And to understand that just like clouds come, and sometimes you look around, there's nothing but a dark sky,
Mm-hmm.
the kind of black sky, and but you can understand it's not going to be permanent.
Yes.
So everywhere you look, from horizon to horizon, there's darkness. Dark. It's not night; it's just dark clouds.
Yeah.
But in a few hours, that will all be blown away. And so to really recognise that, even if there's not much hope, things look really dire. But no,
Mm-hmm.
it's really it's something to really recognise that these this cloud of emotion will pass. And so that's one thing. And then also to recognize the value of your thoughts. So if there are some voices in the head, for example, then to transform those as quick as possible. They don't allow them to continue. Now it
Mm-hmm.
may sound easier said than done. Well, everything is easier said than done,
It is. Yeah.
but to realize the importance because it starts off on a fairly mild level and then it grows. So if you start finding yourself having very negative or weak thoughts or moving towards suicidal, then
Mm-hmm.
immediately do something about it before it gets too strong.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
that,
other thing I want to, I was actually working with someone. What's going on? Uh, yeah, sorry, we had some technical issues. Apologies for that. So I was working with someone, and they were sharing their experience with me, and what they said, at one point in life they wanted to kill themselves because they thought their life turned upside down. Some incident was very powerful, so they felt really trapped and they couldn't find a way out, and they thought, I can't bear this pain, so they wanted to end their life. However, they had some religious beliefs. They believed that, God said don't kill yourself,
mm,
and they didn't. And many years later she said to me, I'm so glad I didn't kill myself, because if I did kill myself then I wouldn't have experienced the life that I have now. Although I felt trapped at that moment, but um, you know, the universe, you call it universe, you call God, some call Allah. He has a greater plan for every single one of us. And this little hardship, is kind of directed, directed that person from where they were going to something else. And I thought this is so beautiful because If we kill ourselves, then we are gone and there's nothing left. So who knows the mystery of the universe?
Well, yeah, certainly, and this is you touched on a very important point actually, that we all do have a plan for our life, and even though sometimes things are really tough, but everything is there to make us experienced, and so the tough times, they can make you dive deeper into yourself than you would do otherwise. If everything was just easy, a breeze, then okay, it'd be enjoyable to a
Mm-hmm.
point, but you wouldn't learn much. But it's the tough times, when there's been deceit or disloyalty, or you've become penniless, or health issues, or relationship troubles. So it makes you look deeper in yourself, and it also makes you face the realities of life. And like the boy that you mentioned, his
Yeah.
girlfriend had an argument with the girlfriend, and so something like that, we can give so much importance to the love and the regard from someone else,
Mm-hmm.
but we can't afford to be dependent on that. And this is a key to bringing spirituality into part of